Marie Neizvestnaya here. I'm a leadership and executive coach, and I work with leaders from all over the world. And together we transform the way they lead and live through emotional intelligence and mindfulness training. Today, I'm very happy and proud to introduce you to Julia Sanzharova. She's one of my absolutely amazing clients, and she kindly offered us some time, and she will talk about her journey as a client and the journey that she has done as a human being since we started working. And so thank you very much, Julia, for doing this. I'm really delighted to meet you here. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, sure. So maybe we can start, if you can tell us a little bit more about yourself. So what is that you are doing currently, and just introduce yourself in a little bit more details.
Sure. I'm a supply chain professional with over 10 years of experience in the FMCG industry. I am originally from Russia, but I live in Belgium, and I have been working for 12 years in the company, in a big multinational corporation since I graduated the university. That's true.
Okay. Yes. And so when we started working, I think it was around 2 years back, right? Yes, I think so. If you can remember where you were at that time of your life, and what actually, so how did you make this decision to hire a coach, and what actually prompted you to look out for coaching services?
Actually, I'm very happy and lucky because in my career, I was always developing very fast. So basically, I moved every 2 years, and in most cases, it was a growth up. So it was a very fast-paced career growth. And at the age of 27 years old, I was leading already a team of 100 people. And 3.5 years ago, promoted again to become a partner in my company, and I had to relocate from Russia to Europe and lead a team in Europe. And at that time, I realized that I'm approaching my limitations as a leader, and I realized that I need to grow further. I need to change my style. I need to adapt my style to the team that is from many countries, not only Russian nationality, and I need to evolve as a leader. So that was my main challenge. I realized that I cannot perform the job as I should.
Yes, and so there were many factors involved, right? So it was a different country, it was a multinational team, diverse team, and it was in your role as well, right? So like many pieces were coming in place so that you actually realized that, yes, it's a good time to grow, and it's a good time to invest in your development. If you remember, what were like some of the coaching goals that we started with?
Well, for me, it was to really expand my limitations, to synchronize the position that I was responsible for and my soft skills. So I wanted to grow as a leader, and I wanted to regain confidence in myself and in myself, and I need to believe that I can do the job properly, and that my team can trust me, can rely on me, and I can lead them in the right direction.
So there was, what you are describing is there were some a lot of skills that you were aware of that you needed to work on regarding the way you communicate with people, regarding the way you set goals for your team, in a way that you motivate your team and keep them motivated, right? So, and actually, how can you have in such a large group of people and in different locations, right? So how can you actually be the source of empowerment for them, and how can you keep up with the high performance and the growth at the same time, right? So that was the beginning of the journey. All right, so what happened next? So so we started to work on that, right? So out of the, if you can name maybe your favorite tools, right? So what was really helpful for you as you were on this journey of growing as a leader?
So what was really helpful for me is that first we did EQ test, and I had a very detailed report, and I could read into my strengths and areas for development. This was a lot of this gave me a lot of insights that I did not know, that I was not aware of. And we have chosen several areas where we would like me to progress. We also took my 360 report, my engagement report, and the Q test. We matched them and said, okay, this will be the more or less three areas where we want to progress. And we have set the goals for the coaching sessions, for like 10 coaching sessions. And then every day I was writing, I was filling in diary where I tried to remember and put in the diary the cases where I have implemented new strategies, new behaviors, new actions that would help me develop in those areas that we chose. Of course, you provided me with the framework. So you gave me the framework, you gave me the tools. We have discussed several situations and to do best in this or that case. You also gave me more insights why a person does this, what emotions behind the situations, what is driving, what is the inner also dig how the person to this or that situation. And you always provoked me to think and reflect myself, and you make me you help me to develop this skill that I not only you give me the answer right away, but you also provoke me to think what is the logical answer to this question. Sometimes you gave me the answer because I couldn't counter it, but in most cases you were trying to make me think myself how I should do in this or that particular situation. So I would say it's a hard work because you need to commit to do this daily diary. You need to commit to clearly set goals, not only for the 10 sessions, but also for each and every session. Yes. What are the things that you would like to know? What are the questions you would like to answer? Or what are the challenging situations you would like to discuss during the session? So you need to prepare yourself. Then you also need to read some materials that you provide on a similar, let's say, subject or topic. Videos, some inspirational videos. So you gave a lot of information and resource for me to learn and evolve, something that I couldn't find myself before.
Yes, and I think I just really want to emphasize that the results that you got out of our work together, right? So they were based on your hard work and commitment. And what you described, it sounds like, well, I think it sounds pretty challenging, right? Because it's daily work, right? But at the same time, there is so much that you actually, because you were dedicated to it, right? So just seeing you grow and seeing you make this kind of reflection on daily basis was actually quite an amazing experience in itself, because we sometimes expect the change to happen very fast, right? And so we don't have this sometimes patience for the things to really evolve. But as you stated, so the real change, it happens gradually, right? So it happens as a set of consistent small steps, and that's actually how we change as human beings. That's how our brain change. It doesn't just happen overnight, right? So the new implementation, we can learn things at intellectual level, but the real implementation and the real work actually starts with these small consistent steps, right? And implementation of new strategies, it takes time and it takes effort, which, as you like to say, right, hard work pays off, right? Which actually then bring you results. And so what were the, like, if you're looking back, what were the biggest shifts for you that happened during our work together? So what you feel really were the most important ones?
Well, definitely there were shifts in my style as a leader. So my team members saw the changes. They really recognized that I am I'm a different leader, that I grew up and that I evolved, and that I give them better coaching sessions. I listen to them. I find more, I find the motivations individually. So it's it's how do I say? It was not, it was not so obvious to me before. So I applied different strategies, behaviors, different methods, different even my language change, right? And the team noticed that. So they gave me a lot of feedback saying, wow, you made an amazing transformation. It was really inspiring for them. They said that if you can do it, we also can do it. So the change was visible not only to me but also to my team, and it was super encouraging and motivating to see that this provides such a great result, because once you change and transform the relationship, you can rely more on your team. You can expect better results. You can expect that the team will work and collaborate better, that they will come with their own ideas. They will challenge you because they know that you accept it and that you're open to their suggestions, and you encourage them if they progress little or big, if they make big steps or little steps. As a leader, I was encouraging them and giving them inspiration and recognizing their efforts and the baby steps that they took. So I think that for me, I really felt I grew as a leader of my team. That was the most important shift. So I saw a change in my 360 report. I saw a change in my engagement score. I have received positive feedback during my organization performance review. So I think it was a very, very helpful for me to work on my soft skills.
Yes, and I think that when you see this whole growth thing happening, and this has this exponential effect, right? Not only you grow, but then you can also bring it to your team and you can coach them so they grow. It also feels like much more energy is in the team, right? And much more fun actually is in the team, and much more authenticity is coming into play. And it actually makes, I think, some things actually effortless, right? So some things that we were trying to kind of push forward so hard, they just started to happen, right? And so this is one of the huge rewards that we get as we evolve and as we grow as leaders and as human beings. Awesome. So let's talk about mindfulness a little bit, right? So when we started, I introduced you to some mindfulness tools, and that were new to you at that moment. So if you can reflect a little bit, so how helpful was that for you? Do you continue to practice? So yeah, so mindfulness in your journey. So how that happened.
So for mindfulness, I would say that in the beginning it was a to-do list. So I had to report if I did this exercise or not. So for me, it started with, okay, I need to do it. It's part of the journey. You must do it. So that's how it started. Felt really of time that you need to invest. It's just, but at the moment where you focus on the moment, on what are your body sensations, what and your so I saw that this 15 minutes was worth investing. So this was my discovery. I would suggest people to choose the best way for them to do these exercises. Can be audio, can be yoga, can be walking, some sport activity, but that's something that indeed is often overlooked. Especially, I was really not paying a lot of attention to this, to exercises, to mindful practices. I was not paying attention because when I'm under stress, when I need to deliver a lot of deliverables and under pressure, I have deadlines, I say, okay, I don't have time to stop. I just need to deliver. And then after the job is done, I can stop, relax and reflect and do nothing. But actually, it's very important while you're in the process, while you're under stress, to have this 15 minutes and to stop, reflect, and re-energize. and you will feel a big difference. So for me, I continue my mindful exercises. I do yoga. Sometimes I feel like I need to listen to audio, and I do it. And I also find myself, I find myself mindful exercises during walking, running, or doing some sports. That
Yes.
became part of my life.
Yes, and that's a beautiful way to describe it, because actually what we want to end up with is having mindfulness practice integrated in your daily life, right? And kind of also making it kind of organic. And there are a lot of, because we all are moving at a very fast speed, right? So sometimes we do not have this huge amount of time that we can dedicate to formal practice. And in these moments specifically, it's so important just to keep doing it and find creative ways of integrating into a daily schedule. And it's just the way, like how you describe it. So first you start, as each learning process, you first start because, okay, so I need to do it. This is my to-do list, right? And then it becomes a part of your life. Then it becomes much less effortless, and then it's very organically actually grows into your day and in your daily activities. Okay, amazing. What, like, if you would have an advice or recommendation for someone who is going through a transition process, who has just got a new position maybe, and they're considering hiring a coach, or maybe they have any doubts about it, questions. So what would you say? So what would be your recommendation?
So my recommendation is that uh, I would try to explore what are the things you can do to help yourself. Because for some people, it can be reading a book. You know, there are lots of books, how to start a new career, how to start a new job, and things like that. I would recommend a coach where you feel like, you know, why one book is not going to be enough.
Mm-hmm.
That I need to change myself structurally, significantly. And yes, it's not going to be a fast result, but I need it quite soon. I don't have years ahead
Yes.
of me, decades ahead of me to do it. I need to change, and I need to make a transformation. But I feel like the gap is too big. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if I read the book, I can cover like, I don't know, 10% of the gap. But if you feel like the gap is significant, then for sure I would recommend to hire a coach. And that's my experience of this. I would not expect immediate result. I would say that you should think of it as a mid long term perspective. So for me, I think it took 1 year. In the beginning, we had very intensive sessions every week. Then gradually we switched to once a month, and then last half a year I can feel that I can do the job on my own. So it evolves also, amount and the frequency changes as you grow, and it's like buying a card in the business in the fitness center or in the gym. So it's not like because you have this card your body will be perfect tomorrow. No, you buy the card, it's just the beginning of the journey. It's just the beginning of the hard work, as you say. I would encourage everyone who is thinking about hiring a coach to understand that the investment of time will be required, and coach will give you many things, tools, framework, materials, engagement, support, recognition. Will celebrate with you all your small and big successes. Will give you a lot of empathy. And in the end, you are the one who needs to do it, right? So you are the one who needs to take specific action as outcome of your session. So you need to set up yourself for for hard work.
Yes, and that is, I think, when you actually describe that the gap, right, principle, right? So if you really think that you want to bridge that gap, if you really think that you you are ready, and now is the point where you actually need to do that, right? So then it's important to understand that, like as you said, it's not just like a ticket, right? It's not just a card. You actually need to go in and do the work, and then you will have the results, which is actually applies to very many spheres in life, right? But specifically to personal growth and development and training. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Anything else that you would like to add? Share something to conclude our conversation today.
No, I just think that um, it has been a pleasure working with you because you gave a lot of support. So you give a lot of belief in a person. So you really make a person whom you're working with feel like it's possible. You can do it. And I think you have a very supportive style. And I think when many people are going through changes, transformation, not always pleasant and easy, I think it's important to have somebody on your side, somebody saying, "Hoo, you can do it." So I think that this is your biggest strength. And also you have enormous information that you can share. So every time there is a situation or some challenge, you will find appropriate material and you will share it. And so you have an enormous source of information. So that was two things that I really appreciated during our work together.
Thank you so much. Yes, and it's been my pleasure. I'm really touched by the thing that you are sharing, and I'm so excited to see how your journey evolves further, right? Because we're always in the stage one transition is over and something else, right, is unfolding, which is always exciting and a beautiful way to live life, right? And a very actually fun way to live life as well. And I know that you're actually now on the edge of the new very big move, and I wish you best of luck in it, and I'm looking forward to stay in touch and learn more about your successes.
And again, but even with this move, you found 15 minutes in your tight agenda to support me. And I remember our conversation. You're inspiring me, supporting, giving me encouragement. So thank you.
Yes.
For making this move happen.
Yes, and it was like, I'm really happy that you made it, and it's like, but it's again, it's a two-way street, right? So you needed to go in and have a talk and have the conversation to make this possible, which was it required certain vulnerability, courage, and commitment, and so you did it, and that's we will be learning more about your new adventures and your new amazing career growth and personal growth as well, I'm sure. We will hear from you more soon. That's what I can say. Like, I don't want to kind of reveal the whole thing, but that's how I feel.
So just in the nutshell, I wanted to hold another position in the organization, and I'm where I'm holding this position now. So it was a good operational performance review, and I have been offered a job that I have been dreaming of, and I didn't even expect that it will come so soon. And I'm really happy in this role. I feel I can deliver many things. And what is really important is that the skills that I have gained, they became my new habit. And there is no need for me to continue working with you as a coach because I learned, I evolved, and I can do things now on my own. And sometimes when I have a difficult situation, okay, but what would Maria ask me? So I can be a self-coach to myself. So it's not only it's not forever. It's really something that you learn and you move on. And indeed, who knows, maybe in the next chapter of my life, I will feel again that I need a transformation. And I hope I will. I hope that the next challenge will come sometime soon.
Yes, and I'm so happy that that kind of Maria's voice is now part of your, narrative and your thinking, because that's initially my goal. So for me, it's a very good feedback that tells that I actually did a good job, because it's not the idea that you are constantly in caution, right? So the idea is that you actually gain these new skills, understanding, a new level of confidence, and then with that you actually take a big next step. And then of course at some point we all come back to a new spiral, right? But it's essential that we master the skills and we go implement them, and we actually contribute to other people's growth as well, which you do a lot as well in your current position. So yes, this is amazing news, and congratulations. And I wish you a very happy summer, and we will talk soon again. And thank you for sharing your journey, and thank you everyone for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.
Thank you.